The phone screamed on the counter. Not a ring, a notification. Sharp, loud, careless. Last night was wild. My 10-year-old read it out loud because children read everything they see, because innocence has no brakes. "Mommy," she said, syrup on her fingers, confusion in her voice, "who is Brad?" The pan slipped from my wife's hand. Metal hit tile. Butter burned. Time fractured. She didn't look at me. She didn't look at our daughter. She looked at the phone like it had teeth. I watched the color leave her face in stages, like a slow blackout. I watched the lie collapse before she could reach for it. The room smelled like smoke and sugar and something rotten I'd been breathing for years without naming. Our daughter backed away first. Children always sense danger before adults admit it exists. She ran to her room. Door slammed. Lock clicked. Silence. My wife whispered my name like it might save her. I didn't answer. Inside my chest, something ancient and disciplined woke up. Not rage, calculation. She tried to talk. Of course she did. Words spilled, explanations without shape, stories that contradicted themselves before they reached the floor. I nodded. I listened. I stored everything. I remembered her birthday party 2 months earlier, the one I paid for, the one where she laughed too loud and drank too much champagne and stood up in front of everyone. She thanked him first, not by name, by memory, for always being there, she said, eyes scanning the room until they landed somewhere behind me, for making me feel alive again. Then she turned to me, handed me a gift, a branded T-shirt, bold letters across the chest, divorced. Laughter exploded around us like I was part of the joke. I smiled, left the party, took her real gift back from the car. 5 minutes later, my phone turned into a strobe light, 157 missed calls. I didn't answer then either. Standing in the kitchen now, I realized that party wasn't cruelty. It was rehearsal. Brad wasn't new. He was practiced. I didn't confront her. That's what she expected. I kissed her forehead, cleaned the pan, drove the kids to school, lived like a man who hadn't just been handed the missing piece of his own erasure. At night, I investigated. Phone records don't lie when you stop asking them nicely. Neither do cloud backups. Brad had a rhythm. Tuesdays, Thursdays, every third weekend when I traveled for work. Hotel receipts coded as groceries. Messages archived under a woman's name from her yoga class. I watched her tell the kid she was tired while typing paragraphs to him with her back turned. I learned restraint. I learned what betrayal sounds like when it thinks it's alone. I hired a private lab, not because I doubted my children, but because lies rot everything they touch, and I wanted the truth sterilized. While we ate dinner, the results processed. While she laughed at a show, my world recalibrated. While she slept beside me, Brad's name pulsed on my screen like a countdown. The envelope arrived on a Tuesday, white, clinical, final. I opened it alone. One child, mine. One child, not. I didn't scream, didn't shake. I folded the paper precisely and slid it into my jacket. That night, I set it on the table between us, like a coaster. "What's this?" she asked. "Open it." She read, stopped breathing, sat down slowly like gravity had doubled. "No," she said, then softer. "Please." I asked one question, calm, almost kind. "How long were you going to let me raise his son?" She broke then, loud, messy, human. I stayed still. The revenge wasn't loud. It was procedural. I filed first, moved accounts, transferred the house into a trust she couldn't touch. I sent Brad a message from her phone. He knows. Blocked him everywhere. At the custody hearing, I watched her explain